Sean with Inside Fashion Design here with Jezeus Feliciano. Now, Jezeus, you were the winner of FashionNXT 2023, correct?
Yep.
Now, doing it again as like a new collection, what kind of learning opportunities that we had from last year to this year?
That in the process of creating a collection, it can get very sentimental, emotional, a lot of behind the scenes that people don't experience when they first see a collection coming through the runway in a split second. It's like all emotions, all it's I would say like a very emotional movie for the designer designing a collection.
Because your last design was a love letter to Portland, right? Now, it was very streetwear, very artist inspired. What's inspiring this current collection?
So last year's was more graffiti inspired. Love letter to Rose City, graffiti all over. I'm sure people would see it. And this year, I'm taking inspiration from my roots. So my team and I went to Oaxaca, Mexico, where my family's from. And it was my first time going. So seeing all of the traditional wear and textiles being used just captivated me. And it instantly felt like home. So I kind of wanted to take the inspiration back home to me.
Was it emotional being there? Was it like reuniting with family you've never met? What was the feeling you got when you were there?
It's funny you say that. The first time I got off the plane, I looked back at Kenzie, my business partner, and I said, I feel like I'm with family. Like it was just familiar faces that I never met.
How much time did you spend in Oaxaca?
We were there for a solid week, just touring around villages that were still practicing the traditional hand weaving of textiles, and we were just kind of exploring our options of who we would like to produce our textiles with, and it was very hard. I mean, everyone has their unique style. I think one thing I would love for people to take away from this is how overlooked it is that a simple fabric is made now that we have technology. How a simple fabric is made by hands compared to just a machine.
So instead of the fast fashion, pump things out as fast as you can, you're kind of going back to where it was all made, the hands-on, small batch kind of work. Is that kind of what you're incorporating in this collection?
Absolutely, and I'm sure when people see it down the runway, they will instantly get it. It's a slight difference, but somehow more of a raw statement when it's presented down the runway on a body and a beautiful model to wear it.
Fantastic. Now, one of the big things we wanted to do last year was you wanted to go and actually tag your artist before your collection started. We found out we couldn't do that. In your second year, has there been any like learning curves, any hiccups that you learned? You kind of want to push the envelope, but you're not quite allowed to?
Oh my God, that's a really good question. Yeah, I would say I'm currently still learning that, but as a designer, I would say, yeah, I would definitely want to. I'm constantly growing, as everyone else is, and I think that this year around with this specific collection, I learned a lot about my roots, and I took a lot of inspiration, and slowly I'm finding the identity around Feliciano with this new collection, and I hope people get from this that from now on, Feliciano will be represented with culture, and not just one culture, but many others, and it's uniting culture and people.
That's fantastic. We love the inclusivity. Can we talk a little bit about your model, your design? Can you just tell us a little bit about it?
So this beautiful model right here is Ava. She is modeling the second look that you'll see in the runway. It is a hand-beaded, crystal fringed top. So the silhouette, the unique square top, is actually a traditional Oaxacan top that women wear, except I put in my twist and making it a crop and adding in some crystals, and that's just my personal taste that I think this is a perfect for an everyday running errands woman out and about.
Fantastic. Now, you were a hit last year. Obviously, you won. I'm sure your collection's gonna be a hit this year. What's the future look like for you? Any plans?
Yeah, so we are currently working on a documentary about the process of the collection, and it gets really raw. It shows like really a lot of emotions that not just myself, but I'm sure other designers can relate to when it comes to creating just a collection in general. When it comes to traveling, we have content from 2 years ago, from when I first started sewing when I was very little. It's a documentary unveiling my startup as before I was even Feliciano. So it's kind of exciting to showcase that to the public and see what people think about it, because I'm nervous about it, but it's honestly, I think what I'm expecting out of it is someone to be inspired by it and captivated by the whole documentary itself.
Yeah, the whole process. Fantastic. Now, you're about to launch a merch store, or you have launched a merch store, right? Where can people find your store, your documentary, your socials? Where can we find you?
Yeah, so if you guys would like to shop Feliciano merch, you can go to feliciano.com and go ahead and pre-order now. But other than that, you can find me on Instagram, Jezeus Feliciano, or the Feliciano brands.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. This is Sean with Inside Fashion Design. We'll see you in the next one.